Welcome, beloved. I am God's message, here to guide you into a sanctuary of peace, where the whispers of wisdom from the book of Proverbs will cradle your heart, quiet your mind, and lead you into deep, restful sleep. Imagine standing on the edge of an ancient forest, the air cool and fragrant with the scent of cedar, the first stars of evening piercing the twilight sky, each one a promise of God's eternal care, each one a light to guide you through the night. This meditation is your refuge, a sacred journey through the Proverbs of Solomon, son of David, king of Israel, words penned thousands of years ago to bring you wisdom, understanding, and peace, words that will soothe your anxious heart and lead you into the arms of rest. As you settle into your bed, feel the softness beneath you. Let your head sink into the pillow and stretch out your arms and legs, allowing every muscle to soften, every tension to release. Close your eyes, beloved, and take a deep, slow breath, inhaling the fragrance of God's wisdom, exhaling the worries that cling to your heart, watching them drift away like leaves on a quiet stream. Proverbs 1 begins with a sacred purpose, a call to gain wisdom and instruction, to understand words of insight, to receive teaching in prudent behavior, doing what is right, just, and fair. Picture Solomon, a king adorned with a crown of gold, standing in the courts of his palace, his voice echoing with divine authority, speaking to you as a father to his child. Let the wise listen and add to their learning, and let the discerning get guidance, for understanding proverbs and parables, the sayings and riddles of the wise. His words are a garland to grace your head, a chain to adorn your neck, a gift from God to lead you into a life of peace, a life where anxiety has no hold, where rest is your inheritance. Imagine walking through that forest, the path beneath your feet lined with soft moss, the trees whispering Solomon's words, their branches swaying in the evening breeze, each leaf a reminder of the wisdom that awaits you. Proverbs teaches that the fear of the Lord is the beginning of knowledge, a sacred reverence that anchors your heart, a holy awe that quiets your fears, for fools despise wisdom and instruction. But you, beloved, are called to listen, to learn, to rest in the truth that God's wisdom is your shield, your guide, your peace. Feel the forest floor beneath you, the moss cool and soft, as you sit beneath a towering cedar, its branches a canopy above you, its scent a balm to your soul, as Solomon's voice continues. Listen, my child, to your father's instruction, and do not forsake your mother's teaching. These words are a melody, a lullaby from heaven, a reminder that wisdom is not just for the mind, but for the heart, a gift that leads you into sleep, a gift that guards your dreams. Picture the stars above, their light filtering through the branches, each one a promise of God's presence, each one a testament to his care, as you breathe in the truth of Proverbs, letting it settle in your spirit like the evening dew on the forest floor, exhaling every anxious thought, every restless worry, watching them fade into the twilight, carried away on the wings of God's eternal love. Let your body relax further, your shoulders softening, your hands unclenching, as you rest in the knowledge that wisdom is calling you tonight, calling you to a life of peace, a life of rest, a life where the fear of the Lord is your foundation, your refuge, your sleep. You are not alone, for the God who inspired Solomon, who created the stars above, who whispers wisdom through the forest, is with you, his love a lullaby, his wisdom a light, His peace a gift that leads you into rest. Breathe deeply. Inhale the fragrance of His wisdom. Let it fill your heart like the scent of cedar. Exhale your fears and let them fade into the night, carried away on the wings of God's eternal love. Let us now walk deeper into the forest, beloved, where the wisdom of Proverbs, which you heard beneath the cedar tree, now becomes a shield, a light to guide you away from the paths of the wicked, protecting your heart as you drift into sleep, just as the stars above guided you into this sacred space. Imagine the path winding through the trees, the moonlight casting silver beams on the ground, illuminating the words of Proverbs 1, where Solomon, like a loving father, warns his child, warns you against the enticements of sinful men. Picture a group of shadowy figures lurking at the forest's edge, their voices a deceptive whisper. Come along with us. Let's lie in wait for innocent blood. Let's ambush some harmless soul. Let's swallow them alive like the grave. We will get all sorts of valuable things and fill our houses with plunder. Their words are a trap, a net spread in the sight of every bird, a path that leads to destruction. But Solomon's voice rises above their deceit, clear and strong. My child, do not go along with them. Do not set foot on their paths, for their feet rush into evil. They are swift to shed blood. Feel the moonlight on your face, its glow a reminder of God's protection, as you turn away from the shadowy figures, choosing the path of wisdom, the path of peace, the path that leads to rest. Solomon warns that these men lie in wait for their own blood. They ambush only themselves, for the way of the wicked, the way of ill-gotten gain, takes away the life of those who pursue it, just as a bird caught in a net cannot fly free, just as a traveler lost in the forest cannot find rest. Imagine the forest clearing opening before you, the shadowy figures fading into the darkness, their voices silenced by the truth of Proverbs. As wisdom herself steps into the light, her voice calling aloud in the open, echoing through the trees. How long will you who are simple love your simple ways? How long will mockers delight in mockery and fools hate knowledge? Repent at my rebuke. Then I will pour out my thoughts to you. I will make known to you my teachings. Her words are a beacon, a promise, a call to turn away from the paths of the wicked, to turn toward the path of God's wisdom, a path that leads to safety, to peace, to sleep. Picture wisdom as a radiant figure, her robes shimmering like the moonlight, her voice a soothing melody, a lullaby that quiets your heart as she warns, since they hated knowledge and did not choose to fear the Lord, they will eat the fruit of their ways and be filled with the fruit of their schemes. The waywardness of the simple will kill them. The complacency of fools will destroy them. But you, beloved, are called to listen, to heed her call, to rest in the safety of God's wisdom. Feel the clearing beneath you, the grass soft and cool as you sit in wisdom's presence, the moonlight bathing you in its glow, the forest whispering her promise. Whoever listens to me will live in safety and be at ease without fear of harm. This is the path of the righteous, the path of those who fear the Lord, the path that leads to deep, restful sleep, a sleep where anxiety cannot follow, where the shadows of the wicked cannot reach. Let your body relax further, your breath slowing, your mind quieting as you release the temptations of the world, the whispers of the wicked, letting them fade into the darkness of the forest, letting them be silenced by wisdom's call. Imagine the stars above, their light steady, their glow eternal, as wisdom sits beside you, her presence a comfort, her voice a lullaby. "Fear the Lord, and you will find peace," she whispers, and you feel those words settle in your heart, a truth that calms your spirit, a promise that leads you into sleep. You are not alone, for the God who guards the path of the righteous, who calls you through wisdom's voice, who lights your way with the moon and stars, is with you. His wisdom a shield, his love a lullaby, his peace a gift that leads you into rest. Breathe deeply, inhale the safety of his path. Let it fill your spirit like the moonlight in that clearing. Exhale your fears, and let them fade into the night. Carried away on the wings of God's eternal love, let us now step out of the forest, beloved, where wisdom's whisper guided you away from the shadowy paths of the wicked under the moonlight, and into a golden field at dawn, where the light of Proverbs 2 illuminates the rewards of seeking wisdom, a light that leads you into deep, restful sleep, just as the moon's glow protected you in the clearing. Imagine the forest opening into a vast meadow, the first rays of sunlight breaking over the horizon, painting the grass in hues of gold, each blade shimmering with the promise of a new day, each ray a reflection of the wisdom that awaits you. The air is warm with the scent of wildflowers, the same flowers Jesus spoke of in his teachings, their colors a vibrant tapestry of God's care, a care that Solomon echoes as he speaks to you, his voice a gentle guide. My child, if you accept my words and store up my commands within you, turning your ear to wisdom and applying your heart to understanding, indeed, if you call out for insight and cry aloud for understanding, and if you look for it as for silver and search for it as for hidden treasure, then you will understand the fear of the Lord and find the knowledge of God. These words are a treasure map, beloved, a divine invitation to seek wisdom with all your heart, to dig deep like a miner searching for gold, to uncover the riches of God's truth, riches that bring peace, riches that lead to rest, riches that quiet the anxious thoughts that keep you awake. Picture yourself walking through this meadow, the grass soft beneath your feet, the sunlight warming your face as you hold a shovel in your hands, digging into the earth, each scoop revealing a gem of wisdom, each gem a promise from Proverbs. For the Lord gives wisdom, from his mouth come knowledge and understanding. Imagine the gems sparkling in the sunlight, their colors reflecting the dawn. As Solomon's voice continues, he holds success in store for the upright. He is a shield to those whose walk is blameless, for he guards the course of the just and protects the way of his faithful ones. These gems are not mere jewels, beloved, but the very gifts of God, success, protection, guidance, gifts that shield you from the paths of the wicked, gifts that lead you on the path of righteousness, gifts that bring you to a place of rest, a place where sleep comes easily, where anxiety cannot follow. Feel the weight of the gems in your hands, their warmth a reminder of God's presence, as Solomon speaks again. Then you will understand what is right and just and fair, every good path. For wisdom will enter your heart, and knowledge will be pleasant to your soul. Discretion will protect you, and understanding will guard you. Picture wisdom as a radiant crown, its jewels the gems you've gathered, placed upon your head by the hand of God, a crown that guards your mind, a crown that quiets your fears, a crown that leads you into sleep, a sleep as peaceful as this meadow, as golden as this dawn. Imagine sitting in the meadow, the grass a soft bed beneath you, the wild flowers swaying in the breeze, their scent a balm to your soul, as Solomon's voice whispers, "Wisdom will save you from the ways of wicked men, from men whose words are perverse, who have left the straight paths to walk in dark ways, who delight in doing wrong." The shadowy figures from the forest cannot follow you here, beloved, for the light of wisdom drives them away, just as the dawn drives away the night, just as God's truth drives away your worries, leaving only peace, only rest, only sleep. Feel the sunlight on your face, its warmth a reminder of God's love, as you lie down in the meadow, the grass cradling you, the flowers a canopy above, the dawn a promise of God's care, as you breathe in the rewards of wisdom, letting them settle in your heart like the morning light, exhaling every anxious thought, every restless fear, watching them fade into the dawn, carried away on the wings of God's eternal love. Let your body relax further, your breath slowing, your mind quieting, as you rest in the knowledge that wisdom is your treasure, your shield, your peace, a gift from God that leads you into deep, restful sleep. You are not alone, for the God who gives wisdom, who guards the path of the just, who lights your way with the dawn, is with you. His wisdom a crown, his love a lullaby, his peace a gift that leads you into rest. Breathe deeply, inhale the peace of his wisdom. Let it fill your spirit like the sunlight in that meadow. Exhale your fears and let them fade into the morning, carried away on the wings of God's eternal love. Let us now rest in the golden meadow, beloved, where the light of wisdom, which you gathered as treasures under the dawn, now becomes a foundation for trust, a call to fear the Lord, a promise of long life and peace from Proverbs 3, a promise that deepens the rest you found in the meadow, leading you into the sweetest sleep. Imagine lying in the grass, the sunlight now fully risen, its rays warm and golden, bathing the meadow in a glow that mirrors the light of God's wisdom, the same light that guided you through the forest, the same light that revealed the gems of understanding, now illuminating the path of trust, the path of reverence, the path of rest. The wild flowers sway gently around you, their colors vibrant, their scent a reminder of God's care, as Solomon's voice echoes through the meadow, his words a gentle guide. My child, do not forget my teaching, but keep my commands in your heart, for they will prolong your life many years and bring you peace and prosperity. These words are a sacred promise, beloved, a divine assurance that the wisdom you've sought, the wisdom you've found, is not just a shield, but a source of life, a source of peace, a source of sleep, a gift from God that quiets your anxious heart and leads you into rest. Picture Solomon standing at the edge of the meadow, his robes shimmering in the sunlight, his voice a melody of fatherly love. Let love and faithfulness never leave you. Bind them around your neck. Write them on the tablet of your heart. Then you will win favor and a good name in the sight of God and man. Imagine these virtues, love and faithfulness, as a necklace of wildflowers, their petals soft and fragrant, placed around your neck by the hand of God. Their colors a reflection of his love, their scent a reminder of his faithfulness, a necklace that guards your heart, a necklace that brings you favor, a necklace that leads you into sleep, a sleep as sweet as the meadow's embrace, as golden as the sunlight above. Feel the necklace against your skin, its weight a comfort, its beauty a promise. As Solomon speaks again, "Trust in the Lord with all your heart, and lean not on your own understanding. In all your ways submit to him, and he will make your paths straight." Picture a path winding through the meadow, its surface smooth, its direction clear, lit by the sunlight of God's guidance. A path that leads to peace, a path that leads to rest, a path that leads to sleep, a path made straight by the hand of the Lord, the same hand that placed the necklace around your neck, the same hand that guided you through the forest, the same hand that now cradles you in this meadow. Imagine walking this path, the grass soft beneath your feet, the wild flowers lining your way, as Solomon's voice continues, "Do not be wise in your own eyes. Fear the Lord and shun evil. This will bring health to your body and nourishment to your bones." Feel the sunlight on your body, its warmth a healing balm, its glow a nourishment to your spirit, as you breathe in the fear of the Lord, a holy reverence that fills your heart, a sacred awe that quiets your fears, a divine trust that leads you into sleep, a sleep as healing as the sunlight, as nourishing as the meadow, as peaceful as God's promise. Picture Solomon kneeling beside you, his eyes full of compassion, his voice a gentle whisper. Honor the Lord with your wealth, with the first fruits of all your crops. Then your barns will be filled to overflowing, and your vats will brim over with new wine. Imagine a barn at the edge of the meadow, its doors open, its interior overflowing with grain, its vats brimming with wine, a symbol of God's provision, a testament to his care, a promise that as you trust him, as you fear him, as you honor him, he will provide, he will nourish, he will lead you into rest, a rest that fills your heart, a rest that quiets your mind, a rest that brings you sleep. Feel the grass beneath you, the sunlight above, the necklace around your neck, as you lie down in the meadow, the barn in the distance, the path straight before you, the wild flowers, a canopy of God's love, as you breathe in the promise of long life, the promise of peace, the promise of rest, letting them settle in your spirit like the sunlight on the meadow, exhaling every anxious thought, every restless fear, watching them fade into the light, carried away on the wings of God's eternal love. Let your body relax completely, your breath slowing to a gentle rhythm, your mind quieting in the glow of his presence, as you rest in the knowledge that trusting God, fearing him, honoring him, leads to a life of peace, a life of health, a life of sleep. You are not alone, for the God who makes your paths straight, who fills your barns, who lights your way with the dawn, is with you, his wisdom a guide, his love a lullaby, his peace a gift that leads you into rest. Breathe deeply. Inhale the peace of his promise. Let it fill your spirit like the sunlight in that meadow. Exhale your worries, and let them fade into the day, carried away on the wings of God's eternal love. Let us now rise from the golden meadow, beloved, where the sunlight of God's wisdom and the necklace of his love and faithfulness warmed your heart with the promise of peace, and step onto a radiant path that winds through the field, a path illuminated by the light of Proverbs 4, a path of righteousness that leads you deeper into rest, just as the dawn's glow guided you to trust in the Lord. Imagine standing at the edge of the meadow, the grass still soft beneath your feet, the wild flowers still swaying in the breeze, their scent a reminder of God's care as the path stretches before you, its surface smooth and golden, lit by the sunlight that now rises higher in the sky, a sunlight that mirrors the light of God's wisdom, the same light that revealed the gems of understanding, the same light that made your paths straight, now guiding you on a journey of righteousness, a journey of rest, a journey of sleep. Solomon's voice echoes through the meadow, his words a gentle guide. Listen, my child, to a father's instruction. Pay attention and gain understanding. I give you sound learning, so do not forsake my teaching. Picture Solomon walking beside you, his robes shimmering in the sunlight, his eyes full of fatherly love as he speaks. I too was a son to my father, still tender and cherished by my mother. Then he taught me, and he said to me, Take hold of my words with all your heart, keep my commands, and you will live. His words are a map for your journey, beloved, a divine call to hold fast to wisdom, to cherish understanding, to walk the path of righteousness, a path that leads to life, a path that leads to peace, a path that leads to sleep, a sleep as radiant as this path, as golden as this sunlight, as comforting as Solomon's voice. Imagine walking this path, the sunlight warm on your face, the wildflowers lining your way, their colors a reflection of God's glory, as Solomon continues. Get wisdom, get understanding. Do not forget my words or turn away from them. Do not forsake wisdom, and she will protect you. Love her, and she will watch over you. Picture wisdom as a radiant companion, her form glowing like the sunlight, her voice a soothing melody as she walks beside you, her presence a shield, her guidance a light, her love a promise that guards your steps, a promise that leads you into rest. Feel the path beneath your feet, its smoothness a testament to God's guidance, as Solomon speaks again. The beginning of wisdom is this: get wisdom. Though it cost all you have, get understanding. Cherish her, and she will exalt you. Embrace her, and she will honor you. She will give you a garland to grace your head and present you with a glorious crown. Imagine wisdom placing a crown of sunlight on your head, its rays warm and golden, its light a reflection of God's glory. A crown that honors you, a crown that protects you, a crown that leads you into sleep, a sleep as glorious as this path, as radiant as this crown, as peaceful as God's promise. Solomon's voice grows softer, his words a lullaby. I instruct you in the way of wisdom, and lead you along straight paths. When you walk, your steps will not be hampered. When you run, you will not stumble. Feel the path beneath you, its surface steady, its direction clear, as you walk with wisdom, her light guiding your way, her presence guarding your steps, her promise ensuring your rest, a rest that comes as you walk this path, a rest that comes as you embrace wisdom, a rest that comes as you drift into sleep. Imagine lying down on the path, the sunlight a blanket of warmth, the wild flowers a canopy above, the grass a soft bed beneath you. As Solomon whispers, hold on to instruction, do not let it go, guard it well, for it is your life. Do not set foot on the path of the wicked, or walk in the way of evildoers. The path of the righteous is like the morning sun, shining ever brighter till the full light of day. Feel the sunlight on your body, its warmth a healing balm, its glow a promise of righteousness, as you breathe in the light of this path, letting it settle in your heart like the dawn in the meadow, exhaling every anxious thought, every restless fear, watching them fade into the light, carried away on the wings of God's eternal love. Let your body relax completely, your breath slowing to a gentle rhythm, your mind quieting in the glow of His presence, as you rest in the knowledge that wisdom's path, the path of righteousness, leads to a life of peace, a life of light, a life of sleep. You are not alone, for the God who lights your way, who crowns you with wisdom, who guides your steps, is with you. His wisdom a light, His love a lullaby, His peace a gift that leads you into rest. Breathe deeply. Inhale the light of His path. Let it fill your spirit like the sunlight on that road. Exhale your worries and let them fade into the day, carried away on the wings of God's eternal love. Let us now pause on the radiant path, beloved, where the sunlight of wisdom and the path of righteousness have led you into peace, and turn our gaze to a shadowed road that branches off into the darkness, a road warned against in Proverbs 5-7, a road that contrasts with the light you've walked in, a road that Solomon urges you to avoid as you seek the deep, restful sleep of the righteous, the sleep that comes from the meadow's light, the sleep that comes from God's guidance. Imagine standing at the crossroads, the golden path of wisdom stretching ahead, its sunlight warm and inviting, the wildflowers still lining your way, their scent a reminder of God's care. But to your right, a shadowed road descends into a dark forest, its trees twisted, its air heavy with the scent of decay, its path littered with thorns, a path that leads to destruction, a path that Solomon warns against with a father's urgency. My child, pay attention to my wisdom. Turn your ear to my words of insight, that you may maintain discretion and your lips may preserve knowledge. Picture Solomon standing at the crossroads, his face etched with concern, his voice a clarion call. For the lips of the adulterous woman drip honey, and her speech is smoother than oil. But in the end she is bitter as gall, sharp as a double-edged sword. Her feet go down to death. Her steps lead straight to the grave. His words are a warning, beloved, a divine caution against the path of temptation, the path of the adulterous woman, the path of sin, a path that promises sweetness but delivers bitterness, a path that promises life but leads to death, a path that promises rest but brings only torment, a torment that keeps you awake, a torment that wisdom shields you from, a torment that God's light drives away. Imagine the shadowed road, its darkness a stark contrast to the sunlight of the righteous path, as a woman emerges from the trees, her voice seductive, her words a trap. Come, let's drink deeply of love till morning, let's enjoy ourselves with love. But Solomon's voice rises above her deceit, clear and strong. Keep to a path far from her. Do not go near the door of her house, lest you lose your honor to others, and your dignity to one who is cruel. Feel the sunlight on your face, its warmth a reminder of God's protection, as you turn away from the shadowed road, choosing the path of wisdom, the path of righteousness, the path of peace, the path that leads to sleep, a sleep as radiant as the sunlight, as golden as the meadow, as comforting as God's promise. Solomon speaks again, his words a shield. At the end of your life, you will groan when your flesh and body are spent. You will say, "How I hated discipline! How my heart spurned correction! Picture the end of the shadowed road, a desolate place where the adulterous woman stands, her house a highway to the grave, her victims a mighty throng, their cries a haunting echo. I was soon in serious trouble. A reminder of the cost of sin, the cost of turning from wisdom, the cost of forsaking the path of righteousness, a cost that leads to sleepless nights, a cost that leads to ruin, a cost that God's wisdom protects you from. Feel the sunlight on your body, its warmth a healing balm as you sit on the golden path, the wildflowers a canopy above, the shadowed road fading into the distance, its darkness silenced by the light of Proverbs, as Solomon whispers, "Her house leads down to death, and her paths to the spirits of the dead. None who go to her return or attain the paths of life." Let your body relax further, your breath slowing, your mind quieting, as you release the temptations of the world, the whispers of sin, letting them fade into the darkness of the shadowed road, letting them be silenced by wisdom's light. Imagine lying down on the golden path, the sunlight a blanket of warmth, the wildflowers a fragrant embrace, the meadow a soft bed beneath you, as Solomon's voice becomes a lullaby. Thus you will walk in the ways of the good and keep to the paths of the righteous. Feel the sunlight on your spirit, its glow a promise of righteousness, as you breathe in the safety of this path, letting it settle in your heart like the light in the meadow, exhaling every anxious thought, every restless fear, watching them fade into the darkness, carried away on the wings of God's eternal love. You are not alone, for the God who guards the path of the righteous, who warns you through Solomon's voice, who lights your way with the sun, is with you, his wisdom a shield, his love a lullaby, his peace a gift that leads you into rest. Breathe deeply. Inhale the peace of his righteousness. Let it fill your spirit like the sunlight on that path. Exhale your worries and let them fade into the night, carried away on the wings of God's eternal love. Let us now return to the radiant path, beloved, where the light of wisdom guided you away from the shadowed road of temptation, back into the golden glow of righteousness. A glow that now deepens with the promises of Proverbs 8 and 9, where wisdom becomes your source of life, your protector, your eternal light, leading you into the deepest, most restful sleep, just as the sunlight led you away from darkness, just as the meadow cradled you in peace. Imagine standing once more on the golden path, the wildflowers still lining your way, their scent a reminder of God's care, the sunlight now higher in the sky, its rays a brilliant gold, illuminating the path with a light that mirrors the eternal wisdom of God, the same light that guided you through the forest, the same light that crowned you with understanding, the same light that made your paths straight, now revealing wisdom as a source of life, a source of protection, a source of rest. The air is warm with the scent of earth and flowers, the path stretching endlessly before you as a radiant figure appears, her form glowing like the sunlight, her voice a melody that echoes through the ages. Does not wisdom call out? Does not understanding raise her voice? At the highest point along the way, where the paths meet, she takes her stand. Beside the gate leading into the city, at the entrance, she cries aloud. This is wisdom herself, beloved, speaking from Proverbs 8. Her words a divine invitation, a sacred promise, a soothing lullaby that quiets your heart. To you, O people, I call out. I raise my voice to all mankind. You who are simple, gain prudence. You who are foolish, set your hearts on it. Her voice is a beacon, a light that pierces the shadows of worry, a light that leads you into rest, a light that promises life, a life of peace, a life of sleep, a sleep as radiant as this path, as golden as this sunlight, as eternal as God's wisdom. Picture wisdom standing at the crossroads, her arms outstretched, her eyes full of compassion as she speaks. Choose my instruction instead of silver, knowledge rather than choice gold, for wisdom is more precious than rubies, and nothing you desire can compare with her. Imagine holding a ruby in your hands, its deep red glowing in the sunlight. But then wisdom offers you a gem far greater, a gem of light, a gem of life, a gem of peace. A gem that outshines every earthly treasure, a gem that guards your heart, a gem that leads you into sleep, a sleep as precious as this gem, as radiant as this light, as comforting as wisdom's voice. Feel the gem in your hands, its warmth a reminder of God's presence, as wisdom continues. I, wisdom, dwell together with prudence. I possess knowledge and discretion. To fear the Lord is to hate evil. I hate pride and arrogance, evil behavior and perverse speech. Her words are a shield, beloved, a divine protection against the shadows of sin, the shadows of worry, the shadows of sleeplessness, a protection that ensures your rest, a protection that ensures your peace, a protection that ensures your sleep, a sleep as secure as this path, as radiant as this light, as eternal as God's promise. Imagine wisdom leading you to a high place, a hill overlooking the meadow, the sunlight now a canopy above, the wild flowers a carpet below, as she speaks. The Lord brought me forth as the first of his works, before his deeds of old. I was formed long ages ago, at the very beginning, when the world came to be. Picture the creation of the world, the heavens set in place, the mountains settled, the seas given their boundaries, all by the hand of God, all with wisdom at his side, her presence a testament to her power, her presence a promise of her protection, her presence a gift that leads you into rest, a rest as ancient as creation, as radiant as the sunlight, as eternal as God's love. Wisdom's voice grows softer, her words a lullaby. Blessed are those who listen to me, watching daily at my doors, waiting at my doorway. For those who find me find life and receive favor from the Lord. Feel the sunlight on your body, its warmth a healing balm, its glow a promise of life, as you lie down on the hill, the grass a soft bed beneath you, the wildflowers a fragrant embrace, the sunlight a blanket of peace, as you breathe in the promise of wisdom, letting it settle in your heart like the light on the meadow. Exhaling every anxious thought, every restless fear, watching them fade into the light, carried away on the wings of God's eternal love. Let your body relax completely, your breath slowing to a gentle rhythm, your mind quieting in the glow of his presence, as you rest in the knowledge that wisdom is your life, your protector, your peace, a gift from God that leads you into deep, restful sleep. You are not alone, for the God who created the world, who gives wisdom, who lights your way with the sun, is with you. His wisdom a light, his love a lullaby, his peace a gift that leads you into rest. Breathe deeply, inhale the life of his wisdom. Let it fill your spirit like the sunlight on that hill. Exhale your worries, and let them fade into the day. Carried away on the wings of God's eternal love, let us now rest on the hill overlooking the meadow, beloved, where wisdom's light has become your source of life, your protector, your eternal guide, and gaze across the landscape where Proverbs 10 through 14 reveal the stark contrast between the righteous and the wicked, a contrast that deepens the peace you found on the radiant path, a contrast that leads you into the deepest, most restful sleep, just as the sunlight led you to wisdom, just as the meadow cradled you in rest. Imagine sitting on the hill, the sunlight still warm above, the wild flowers still a carpet below, their scent a reminder of God's care as the meadow stretches out before you, its golden glow a testament to the path of the righteous, the same path you walked, the same path that led you to this place of peace, this place of rest, this place of sleep. But in the distance, beyond the meadow, a shadowed valley looms, its darkness a stark contrast to the sunlight, its air heavy with the scent of decay, its ground littered with thorns, a valley where the wicked dwell, a valley that Solomon contrasts with the light of the righteous in Proverbs chapter 10. A wise child brings joy to their father, but a foolish child brings grief to their mother. Picture two children standing before you, one radiant with the light of wisdom, their eyes bright with joy, their steps steady on the golden path, the other shrouded in darkness, their eyes dim with folly, their steps faltering in the shadowed valley, a contrast that echoes Solomon's words, a contrast that guards your heart, a contrast that leads you into sleep, a sleep as radiant as the righteous, as golden as the meadow, as peaceful as God's promise. Solomon's voice echoes through the meadow, his words a gentle guide. The Lord does not let the righteous go hungry, but he thwarts the craving of the wicked. Imagine a table set in the meadow, its surface laden with bread and fruit, a feast for the righteous, their faces glowing with gratitude, their hearts full of peace, while in the shadowed valley the wicked grasp at empty air, their cravings unfulfilled, their hearts heavy with despair. A contrast that ensures your rest, a contrast that ensures your peace, a contrast that ensures your sleep, a sleep as abundant as the table, as radiant as the sunlight, as eternal as God's care. Feel the grass beneath you, the sunlight above, the wildflowers around. As Solomon speaks again, "The wages of the righteous is life, but the earnings of the wicked are sin and death." Picture the righteous walking through the meadow, their hands filled with the fruits of their labor, their lives a testament to God's favor, their steps a dance of joy, while in the valley the wicked stumble, their hands empty, their lives a shadow of death, their steps a march of despair, a contrast that guards your spirit, a contrast that quiets your fears, a contrast that leads you into sleep, a sleep as vibrant as the meadow, as radiant as the righteous, as comforting as God's love. Solomon's voice grows softer, his words a lullaby. The righteous will never be uprooted, but the wicked will not remain in the land. Imagine a tree in the meadow, its roots deep, its branches strong, its leaves green with life. A tree that represents the righteous, standing firm in the sunlight. While in the valley, the wicked are like chaff, blown away by the wind, their lives uprooted, their hopes scattered. A contrast that ensures your rest, a contrast that ensures your peace, a contrast that ensures your sleep. A sleep as steadfast as the tree, as radiant as the sunlight, as eternal as God's promise. Feel the sunlight on your body, its warmth a healing balm, as you lie down on the hill, the grass a soft bed beneath you, the wild flowers a fragrant embrace, the sunlight a blanket of peace. As Solomon whispers, "The light of the righteous shines brightly, but the lamp of the wicked is snuffed out." Picture the sunlight on the meadow, its glow a reflection of the righteous, while the valley lies in darkness, its shadows a testament to the wicked, a contrast that guards your heart, a contrast that quiets your mind, a contrast that leads you into sleep, a sleep as bright as the righteous, as golden as the meadow, as comforting as God's care. Let your body relax completely, your breath slowing to a gentle rhythm, your mind quieting in the glow of His presence, as you rest in the knowledge that the path of the righteous, the path of wisdom, leads to a life of light, a life of peace, a life of sleep. You are not alone, for the God who favors the righteous, who guards their path, who lights their way with the sun, is with you. His wisdom a light, His love a lullaby, His peace a gift that leads you into rest. Breathe deeply, inhale the light of His righteousness. Let it fill your spirit like the sunlight on that meadow. Exhale your worries and let them fade into the shadows, carried away on the wings of God's eternal love. Let us now descend from the hill overlooking the meadow, beloved, where the contrast between the righteous and the wicked illuminated your path with the light of God's truth, and journey into a radiant village nestled at the meadow's edge. A village where Proverbs 15-22 offer timeless wisdom for living a life of virtue, a life that ensures the deepest, most restful sleep, just as the sunlight guided you to righteousness, just as the meadow cradled you in peace. Imagine walking down the hill, the grass still soft beneath your feet, the wild flowers still a carpet of color, their scent a reminder of God's care, as the path leads you to a village bathed in golden light, its houses glowing with warmth, its streets alive with the laughter of children, its air filled with the scent of fresh bread and blooming jasmine. A village where the righteous dwell, a village where wisdom's light shines brightly, a village where peace reigns, a peace that leads to rest, a peace that leads to sleep, a sleep as radiant as this village, as golden as the meadow, as comforting as God's promise. Solomon's voice echoes through the village, his words a gentle guide. A gentle answer turns away wrath, but a harsh word stirs up anger. The tongue of the wise adorns knowledge, but the mouth of the fool gushes folly. Picture two villagers standing at the village gate, one speaking with kindness, their words a soothing melody, their presence a source of peace, the other speaking with harshness, their words a storm of anger, their presence a source of strife. A contrast that echoes the lessons of Proverbs, a contrast that guards your heart, a contrast that leads you into sleep, a sleep as gentle as the wise, as radiant as the village, as peaceful as God's love. Solomon speaks again, his voice a melody. The eyes of the Lord are everywhere, keeping watch on the wicked and the good. The soothing tongue is a tree of life, but a perverse tongue crushes the spirit. Imagine a tree in the village square, its branches laden with fruit, its leaves green with life, a tree of life that represents the words of the righteous, its shade a place of rest, its fruit a source of nourishment. While in the distance the shadowed valley looms, its darkness a reminder of the wicked. Their words a crushing weight, their lives a shadow of despair, a contrast that ensures your rest, a contrast that ensures your peace, a contrast that ensures your sleep, a sleep as abundant as the tree, as radiant as the village, as comforting as God's care. Feel the cobblestone street beneath you, the sunlight above, the jasmine in the air. As Solomon continues, "Better a little with the fear of the Lord than great wealth with turmoil. Better a small serving of vegetables with love than a fattened calf with hatred." Picture a humble home in the village, its table set with simple fare. Bread, vegetables, a cup of water. A family gathered around, their faces glowing with love, their hearts full of peace. While in the valley, a feast of riches is marred by hatred, its guests consumed by turmoil, their hearts heavy with despair, a contrast that guards your spirit, a contrast that quiets your fears, a contrast that leads you into sleep, a sleep as simple as the meal, as radiant as the family, as comforting as God's love. Solomon's voice grows softer, his words a lullaby. The path of life leads upward for the prudent, to keep them from going down to the realm of the dead. The Lord hears the prayer of the righteous, but he is far from the wicked. Imagine the village path leading upward, its surface smooth, its direction clear, lit by the sunlight of God's favor, a path that leads to life, a path that leads to peace, a path that leads to sleep, while the valley below lies in darkness, its shadows a testament to the wicked, a contrast that ensures your rest, a contrast that ensures your peace, a contrast that ensures your sleep, a sleep as upward as the path, as radiant as the village, as comforting as God's promise. Feel the sunlight on your body, its warmth a healing balm as you lie down in the village square, the cobblestones a soft bed beneath you, the jasmine a fragrant embrace, the sunlight a blanket of peace as you breathe in the wisdom of Proverbs, letting it settle in your heart like the light in the village, exhaling every anxious thought, every restless fear, watching them fade into the shadows, carried away on the wings of God's eternal love. Let your body relax completely, your breath slowing to a gentle rhythm, your mind quieting in the glow of His presence. As you rest in the knowledge that a life of virtue, a life of wisdom, leads to a life of peace, a life of light, a life of sleep. You are not alone. For the God who hears the righteous, who guards their path, who lights their way with the sun, is with you. His wisdom a light, His love a lullaby, His peace a gift that leads you into rest. Breathe deeply. Inhale the peace of His village. Let it fill your spirit like the sunlight in that square. Exhale your worries, and let them fade into the night, carried away on the wings of God's eternal love. Let us now rise from the village square, beloved, where the wisdom of Proverbs has filled your heart with the virtues of the righteous, and journey back to the radiant path that winds through the meadow, a path where Proverbs 23 through 31 offer final guidance for living wisely and justly, guidance that completes your journey, ensuring the deepest, most restful sleep, a sleep that began in the forest, a sleep that deepened in the meadow, a sleep that now reaches its fulfillment in the light of God's eternal wisdom. Imagine walking through the village, the cobblestones still warm beneath your feet, the jasmine still fragrant in the air, the sunlight still a golden glow as the path leads you back to the meadow, its grass soft and golden, its wildflowers a carpet of color, its air filled with the scent of earth and flowers, a meadow where the light of wisdom shines brightly, a meadow where peace reigns, a meadow where sleep awaits, a sleep as radiant as the path, as golden as the village, as comforting as God's promise. Solomon's voice echoes through the meadow, his words a final guide. Do not let your heart envy sinners, but always be zealous for the fear of the Lord. There is surely a future hope for you, and your hope will not be cut off. Picture a sinner standing at the edge of the meadow, their eyes filled with envy, their heart consumed by desire for wealth, their path leading back to the shadowed valley. But you, beloved, stand on the radiant path, your heart zealous for the fear of the Lord, your eyes fixed on the future hope, a hope that ensures your rest, a hope that ensures your peace, a hope that ensures your sleep, a sleep as hopeful as this path, as radiant as the meadow, as comforting as God's love. Solomon speaks again, his voice a melody. Listen, my child, and be wise, and set your heart on the right path. Do not join those who drink too much wine or gorge themselves on meat, for drunkards and gluttons become poor, and drowsiness clothes them in rags. Imagine a feast in the shadowed valley, its tables laden with wine and meat, its guests consumed by excess, their laughter hollow, their lives a shadow of poverty, while you sit in the meadow, a simple meal of bread and water before you, your heart full of wisdom, your spirit clothed in peace. A contrast that guards your heart, a contrast that quiets your fears, a contrast that leads you into sleep, a sleep as simple as the meal, as radiant as the meadow, as comforting as God's care. Solomon's voice grows softer, his words a lullaby. A wife of noble character who can find. She is worth far more than rubies. Her husband has full confidence in her and lacks nothing of value. She brings him good, not harm, all the days of her life. Picture a woman in the village, her hands weaving linen, her eyes full of wisdom, her heart zealous for the fear of the Lord, her life a testament to God's favor, her presence a source of peace, a model of righteousness that inspires your own, a model that ensures your rest, a model that ensures your peace, a model that ensures your sleep, a sleep as noble as this woman, as radiant as the village, as comforting as God's promise. Solomon concludes, his voice a final prayer. Charm is deceptive, and beauty is fleeting. But a woman who fears the Lord is to be praised. Honor her for all that her hands have done, and let her works bring her praise at the city gate. Imagine the village gate, the woman standing there, her children calling her blessed, her husband praising her, her life a crown of wisdom, a crown of righteousness, a crown of peace, a crown that you now wear, a crown that guards your heart, a crown that leads you into sleep, a sleep as honorable as her works, as radiant as the gate, as comforting as God's love. Feel the grass beneath you, the sunlight above, the wild flowers around, as you lie down on the radiant path, the meadow a soft bed beneath you, the sunlight a blanket of peace, the journey now complete, as you breathe in the wisdom of Proverbs, letting it settle in your heart like the light in the meadow, exhaling every anxious thought, every restless fear, watching them fade into the shadows, carried away on the wings of God's eternal love. Let your body relax completely, your breath slowing to a gentle rhythm, your mind quieting in the glow of His presence, as you rest in the knowledge that a life of wisdom, a life of righteousness, leads to a life of peace, a life of hope, a life of sleep. You are not alone, for the God who guided you through the forest, who lit your way with the sun, who crowned you with wisdom, is with you. His wisdom a light, His love a lullaby, His peace a gift that leads you into rest. Breathe deeply. Inhale the peace of His guidance. Let it fill your spirit like the sunlight on that path. Exhale your worries and let them fade into the night, carried away on the wings of God's eternal love.